Good morning. Welcome back today. It's so good to be out here on the pasture. It's a little rainy this morning, but I'm telling you, it's probably 65 degrees and it just feels awesome here in Central Arkansas today. Grass is growing. Man, we've just had little shots of rain when we needed it, and thank the Lord for all of that. And just grateful today. Grateful to be out here grazing animals and I want to show you, the reason I'm making a video today in the middle of the week is I'm going to show you something that I'm trying. I started a little bit of this last year, and if you watch the channel through last grazing season, you saw a little bit of this. A little bit controversial because a lot of the big names, the strong voices that you see on YouTube as far as in the grazing world, or if you go to conferences or Stockman Grass Farmer, read that publication, all of that, a lot of those voices are really pretty negative about this practice. But I would say a lot of those people they're grazing different forages than we're grazing, and so we're trying to do a non-selective graze, especially when we have lots of biomass, a lot of forage available. And so let me show you what we're grazing and how they've grazed it, and I'll show you a little bit of the cows today too. So this is what we're grazing. It's it's got a lot of clover in it, a little bit of hairy vetch, some headed out ryegrass, just annual ryegrass. It's all that's volunteer. We didn't plant any of it. You can see the sheep grazing down in the bottom down there. But anyway, this is what we're grazing, and we're grazing them on tight strips. And I have to do it a little bit different than other people do it. I have people that I really look up to that do this well, and they're available to be on the farm to do multiple moves a day, and I can't do that. I left the house yesterday morning at 8 o'clock and didn't get home till almost 10 o'clock. So I have to set this up, and you can see the strip that we're in. It's a long strip. I have to set it up for one time a day moves, unless it's not like on a weekend when I'm here. Hey girl, look at that animal. Not completely slicked off yet. Some of them are getting there. Some of them still have their winter hair coat on. But I know that when you put them in long, narrow strips, it's crazy how the size of the strip or the shape of the strip actually will change the way that they graze it, or the effect that you get. So long, narrow is going to cause them to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, the lengthwise all day long. And so you're going to get a lot of trample effect. One of the things that is impressive, this is a weed many people are familiar with, curly dock. I think that's what it is. And it's got on the bottom, it's got a really large leaf, pretty leafy, coming up the stem most of the time. The sheep have been out here picking around on these too. But you can see there's a lot of it in this pasture. And it's not something necessarily that we want. I'm not going to spray it, but let me show you what happens when you put them in high density. This is today's. I just moved them in here, but yesterday's graze is over here. And this calf is still standing over here. Look at all this curly dock. And they just decimated it. I don't know that I see one of them that doesn't have the tip of it nipped off. It's crazy. If I can get down here, you can see better. Look at this. I mean, there's just stems everywhere. And look at all the trample that we got yesterday, as well as manure and urine. It's just all over the place. And so they laid down a lot of this. This forage was getting to where it had seed heads in it, or on it, which is not necessarily a terrible thing, but still was good forage. But they really, this strip was pounded yesterday, just impacted. Look at all this stuff laying down. And so what that's going to do is excuse my finger there, it's going to be broken. It's going to become food for the microbes, the soil organisms. And man, I believe it's going to really be beneficial for this pasture. Be interested to see what this curly dock does. It'll probably come back. I heard Alan Williams say on forbs like that, you know, if you hammer them hard like this 3 times, they kind of, after that, then they kind of give up. So we'll be back here probably within 30 days or so. I figure this will have rested and exploded. A lot of this stuff coming back. And so right now we're in the phase where ryegrass is still growing, but now our Bahia and Bermuda are starting to put on shoots. And so what I really feel like this is going to do is provide a lot of fertilize and opportunity for sunlight to get to the Bahia and Bermuda, and all that stuff's going to start to explode for our warm season grass coming on. So get a lot of impact. There's a few things about it that I don't like up here around the water trough. I had a little bit of a leak yesterday, and it got a little muddy around there. It's just it's a lot of impact with these animals. It's not a perfect graze, you can see here. You know, they didn't hit that very well. They didn't hit this very well, but it's okay. I mean, I wasn't here. I wasn't able to do, you know, some people do multiple moves a day. I wasn't able to do that. I just had to put them in like I'm doing today in this long strip, lock them up for the day, and let them do their thing. And they put great impact on it. Animals look good. They actually don't look super empty this morning. And so you can see this animal right here. She's not just crazy empty. She don't like to be touched that much, but yeah. So this is I mean, there's some this stuff is knee high pretty much. It's up to their bellies. It's not like that all the way to the end of this paddock. Down toward the end. Down toward the end, it gets a little more thin. But I noticed yesterday that they spent a lot of time down there. It was interesting. They have all this thick stuff up here, and I guess that stuff is more vegetative down there, and so they spend a lot of time there. The sheep are, I don't know, they're a thing. They're funny. They find ways to go through fences, but I haven't been too concerned because they move a lot, and so they're not like overgrazing an area. Knox is staying with them. He's doing a really good job of guarding them and staying with them. They found their way around the farm, and it's almost like this thing may bite me in the butt, I'm not sure. It's almost like they found boundaries and they just shift and move, and I haven't tried to contain them and lock them down in quite a while because that puts a whole different pressure on Knox. He hates electric fences, and then he don't want to be around them, and that caused him to run off. And so I found myself just in this weird place of trying to figure out what to do with them. And what you seeing them do right now is interesting. They didn't come across, so this line goes all the way down to the wood line, and that one does too. That's how it was yesterday. I made this one this morning, but yesterday they didn't come across this way. They stayed on this side, and then they went to the back side of the farm, which there's nowhere that they can be hurt or anything back there. There's just the woods. They just got to, as long as Knox is with them to keep coyotes away, then they're good. But they've just been doing what you see right there, just grazing around, picking around, shifting and moving and staying on the farm. So right now I'm gonna let them do that until I see something different. So anyway, this is the impact we're getting, and hopefully we get the same kind of impact today. We're supposed to get about 3/10 of rain today, and we'll see what that does. They're on about 10,000 square feet, about a quarter acre for a day. And so it's not really high stock density. It's just a small area for a long time. The thing that I would be concerned about is if they're getting enough forage. And when I came out last night after I got home, rumens were full and they were good. And you can see this morning they're not hurting, their rumens are full. So I guess the benefit of moving them smaller paddocks multiple times a day is having fresh grass, and so they wouldn't have the urine and the manure on the grass that they're currently eating. So, and it would keep competition going all day long. They would keep filling because when you move them into a new paddock, it starts over their their desire to be competitive for the forage. So, but I have a feeling they're going to be locked in this morning, and they're really going to take a lot in. So anyway, that's kind of a little experiment we're doing. You can see down here, it's not as thick, but they laid a lot of stuff down, lots of manure down here. Noticing some dung beetle activity. That's a good thing. We want dung beetles. Extremely beneficial for the soil and to help us with the life cycle of the fly larva in the manure. The faster the manure breaks down, the less potential for fly larvae to multiply. So we're probably not at the place where that's gonna, where we're really gonna make a huge impact on fly larvae at this point, but hopefully we'll get there. Cows had a tough winter, pushed them hard on some very low quality stockpile, and they're coming out of winter just doing really, really well. I got yesterday's line rolled up and gave them access to water, so I'm gonna leave it with them. Got to get to work this morning. They're gonna graze this 10,000 square foot strip for the rest of today and tonight, and we'll do it again tomorrow, and we'll just kind of see how this turns out. I'll be giving some progress updates, just seeing how these weeds do and how this bounces back after this severe graze or this non-selective graze. You can't really call it ultra high stock density because it's about 56,000 pounds per acre. But anyway, be interesting to see how it goes. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching today. It's always great to have you. If you know somebody that would like to maybe benefit from this content, if they've got animals or interested in grazing or animals, just go ahead and share the content with them. If you'd help us, if you haven't already subscribed, a lot of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribers. So if you would subscribe for us, it helps us a lot. Hit the like button, that helps the algorithm. And we appreciate you so much. God bless you. Thanks for watching today. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll probably be putting out a video this weekend. So we'll see you soon.